Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, great and wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world. I welcome you and I greet you according to your place of domicile. We are live, we are direct. It is going to be another edition of this special program. While you are joining, share the video, invite others to join. While you are joining, invite others to join. So, great Biafrans, we have to do this. Others to join. We have to actually do this one more time. Very, very important. What we are doing right now, it is very, very important that we do it because each and every time the enemies, this is actually what we are going to be looking into. This is it. What you are seeing right in front of your screen is what we are going to be looking into because that is what we are here to address. And I want you, as you are joining us this evening, this morning, this afternoon, depending on where you are, share this video. If you are watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button and like the video for the algorithm to continue to share. If you are watching on Facebook, share the video on at Judge Money Blog, at Judge Money Blog /TV, at Judge Money Official. Share this video, invite others to join. The reason why we are here this evening, it is because the enemy are using all form of tactics to continue to deceive our people. Because so many of those who are being deceived by this same enemy, it is only because they cannot think or reason for themselves. When it comes to critical thinking, when it comes to reasoning, they cannot reason for themselves. And that is the reason why these infiltrators will continue to use it against them. Now, I want us to look at these three things or four things in front of our screen. First one is ASAR Dokubo in in-depth analysis. Second one is the response from Ezife, who granted interview to Arise TV, Arise News rather. And the third one is the infiltrator in Finland who is making a claim, because what he does is that the leadership of this struggle will be working, he will be stealing the glory. That is exactly what he does all the time. But I am here this time around to actually debunk all his lies, all his activities, as we always do, because it is very, very important that we continue to follow our enemies. Just like you have seen the one who was sharing her nude with Simon Eperima. He is out barking like a dog again, the Delilah in the USA, but we are not going to give her any attention this time around. She is gone and gone for good. All her backing, all her claims, and all her lies, it will continue to destroy her, because whatever they have set up to destroy IPOB, we have kicked it back to them. It is haunting them. They are running mad. They are running crazy because they could not achieve the mandate given to them to destroy IPOB. That's why it is now going against our leader's wife our legal team. But I want to assure you that all these people that these people are referring to, you should check them and check, the people who are out there shouting, trying to jump off their chairs like Nelio is do or Febu, the one who recruited Eberima in Finland. All of them, they are going to be, be shamed. But first of all, what we are going to start with, let us touch on these activities of Nigeria against our leader, because there is a ripple effect on what Nigeria is doing against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That is the violation of his human rights, and we've been reporting this for the whole world to pay attention. It looks like the world, they don't pay attention on the things that they are not going to benefit from. I want to remind the United Nations, I want to remind them of their proclamations and their declarations on the human rights violation. Now, I want you to understand that Nigeria you see today is every day violating human rights. Just like I said in my previous program, no police has the right to take anybody out of their jurisdiction before reporting them to the office. They must report any case that happens within that jurisdiction to that jurisdictional police station or to that regional police station before they will escalate the case to wherever they want to escalate it. And you only have 48 hours before present a suspect to the criminal court, that if you cannot present them to the court, you have to let them go, because the law assumes that they have not committed any crime and you do not have any evidence whatsoever to hold them against their will. Because if you have that evidence, you will present it to the court of law within 48 hours. So now, let us quickly go to, I am quickly going to the United Nations, Declaration on Preventing Human Rights Violation. Now, we are going to, talk about the Declaration in Preventing Human Rights Violation. Now, let me, talk about it. The goal that every human right, every human must actually, expect. For you to know when your human right is violated, United Nations supposed to intervene. It is only because every nation like Nigeria is a signatory to this, act against human rights violation. Nigeria is a signatory to it, and Nigeria is a member of the United Nations. So that is the reason why I want to remind the United Nations that they are violating, that Nigeria has been violating human rights, and the United Nations never intervened. Now, let me try to remind them of this, which is called OHCHR and prevention, preventing human rights violation. I am going to actually remind them this. The goal that every human being should have full enjoyment of their human rights implies that nobody should suffer violation of those rights. The prevention of human rights violation is therefore a key part of the United Nations efforts to protect and promote human rights for all. The Vienna Declaration and Program of Action says that the international community should devise ways and means to remove the current obstacles and meet challenges to the full realization of all human rights and prevent the continuation of human rights violation resulting therefrom throughout the world. We'll continue. This objective is set into OHCHRS core mandate in the General Assembly Resolution 48 of 4141. Similarly, the mandate of the Human Rights Council includes to contribute through dialogue and cooperation towards the prevention of human rights violation and respond promptly to human rights emergencies. In brackets, A/res, that is the act number, A/res 60/251. It is the act number. The contribution of the Human Rights Council to preventing human rights violation. The Human Rights Council has highlighted the importance of prevention since its creation in 2006 through regular resolution on the role of prevention in the promotion and protection of human rights. In 2014, the Council mandated OHCHR to produce a study on the prevention of human rights violation and its practical implementation, following a process of consultation and the seminar. The Human Rights Council has, in recent years, been looking at ways to strengthen its contribution to the prevention of human rights violation. In 2018, it adopted Resolution 3818, which mandated 3 rapporteurs to present proposal on how the council could effectively contribute in the future of the prevention of human rights violation. The rapporteurs organized a series of intersectional seminars and other meetings in Geneva and New York. Their subsequent report formed the basis for Resolution 4531, which makes a general call for all mechanisms of the Human Rights Council to integrate prevention into their work and, where appropriate, into their reporting in accordance with their respective mandates, and put in place some concrete measures to strengthen the council prevention work. In conjunction with OHCHR, this work is ongoing. Human rights mechanisms include the Human Rights Council's special procedures and its universal periodic review, as well as the treaty bodies can serve to provide early warning of human rights violation and support prevention work. Some mechanisms have adopted specific prevention approaches to their mandate. For example, the Committee on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination has developed early warning and urgent action procedures aimed at preventing violation of convention. The Commission of Inquiries on Burundi has adopted preventing approach to its work, seeking to determine whether there are any risk factor pointing to a possible deterioration in the human rights situation. In keeping with the principle of early warning and prevention, A/HRC case 42/49. How to prevent human rights violation. The United Nations human rights system, the treaties, bodies, and mechanisms that have been created over the years to promote human rights aims wherever possible to prevent human rights violation from occurring in the first place, or when violation do occur, to address their causes so that they do not reoccur in the future. The system is based on three interdependent components that form the core of the United Nations approach to human rights. Now, there are a lot of them. I want to actually use this paragraph. I want to actually use this paragraph where it says the United Nations human rights system, the treaties, bodies, and mechanisms that have been created over the years to promote human rights aim wherever possible to prevent human rights violation from occurring in the first place, or when violation do occur, to address their causes so that they do not reoccur in the future. The system is based on three interdependent components that form the core of the United Nations approach to human rights. Now, I want to now use this paragraph to actually remind the United Nations of what, their act in tackling human rights, on the mechanism that they have put in place in tackling human rights, which Nigeria is a signatory to this mechanism, to this act, to this resolution. They are signatory to these things that they are not supposed to actually go contrary to this, proclamation. Now, but Nigeria is always in violation of human rights activities. Number one, Nigeria Nigeria police have shown in several occasions, in several videos, in several, evidence that is pointing that Nigeria police is violating human rights. Nigeria military is violating human rights. Nigeria government is violating human rights. Now, it is an evidence that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that is released, discharged and acquitted by the court of law. The executive now decided that they will not abide by the decision of this court of law, that they are not going to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is a pure violation of human rights. And this violation, the reason why I am actually bringing it and reminding United Nations of their resolution in tackling human rights, I want to actually remind them that they are complicit when it comes to the things happening in Africa at large. Because it seems to me that this structure called the United Nations, or when you talk about the world power, the G7, that they will only intervene in a cause that they are going to benefit from. Because if you look at the United States, if you look at their activities, they do not intervene in the places where they are not going to benefit from. They only actually come up to the party if there is something that is a leverage for them. That is the reason why so many African nations, they are, grappling with war, violation of their human rights activities. They are actually suffering because these people who are supposed to be the one who allow human rights to uphold, they are not proactive. I cannot even say that they are reactive, because in several occasions in the things that is happening across Africa as a continent, you will understand they are not even proactive or reactive. If you imagine how long they have said Nigeria should release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is that just saying without action? Because if you look at it, if you look at the activities of Nigeria, which they are signatory to this treaty that I had just read and this resolution, Nigeria is part of the signatures in this resolution. But every mechanism that has been put in place to actually curb human rights violation across the world, is it applicable to the people in Africa? Is it applicable to the people in Nigeria? The reason why I am asking this question is because in all these things that we have seen and I have actually outlined, you will understand that it only works in Europe and America. That is where United Nations is proactive when it comes to responding to their cry. Because when it comes to Africa, when there is a public outcry, when the mass number of people's right is being violated, and they are actually reporting, tweeting while actually tagging the United Nations human rights, tagging Pontus, President of America, United States, tagging all the international communities, tagging them, but they are not responding or being reactive towards your cry, because they only respond when there is something on the table for them. That is the reason why Robert Mugabe said that Africa is artificial member of the Security Council, and I agree with him, the late Robert Mugabe. Africa is artificial member of the United Nations Security Council. They are not member just like the Europeans. They do not, have a say, even being a member of this Security Council, because they are robotic member. They are robotic member. They are not supposed to be benefiting from anything that United Nations has to issue. If you understand what they are doing, the leaders of the world, they chose whom to respond to. Just like you have seen the war in Ukraine, how they are responding to the war in Ukraine. But we have been crying of everyday killing, Nigeria government supporting the activities of the terrorists, bandits, and all that. We've been crying about it. People are even being killed in Nigeria more than they are being killed in Ukraine. But yet, they are not responding. They are not reacting to our cry. They are reacting to the one happening in Europe. Because when you talk about Black life, it does not matter. Of course, whenever they are showing you, when it comes to Africa, I can tell you, if you think about the epitome of condescending, United Nations, President Joe Biden, all of them, any president of America that has been there, when they talk about Africa, they are very, very condescending, because they think Africa is a layman ground. There is actually a video somebody sent to me today where some, Europeans were talking about Europe being a garden, that Europe is a garden while Africa is a jungle. And this jungle must not be allowed, people from this jungle must not be allowed to come and, compete with us in the garden. Let me actually look for that, because each and everything that you see, it matters a lot. Let me look for it. I am going to play it for you to hear exactly what these people take us for, because they are taking us for a ride.
As combination of political freedom,
Hold on.
economic prosperity, and social cohesion that the human got.
So the video is by the
I am going to play the video just in a minute, because I am playing it from a link
It's a garden.
Okay.
We have built a garden. Everything works. It's the best combination of political freedom, economic prosperity, and social cohesion that the humankind has been able to build. There's three things together. The rest of the world, and you know very well,
I want you to look at what we are actually showing you. Let me,
America is not exactly a garden.
I am going to show you.
The rest of the world, most of the rest of the world is a jungle. And the jungle could invade the garden. And the gardeners should take care of it. Should take care.
The rest of the world, the European, they are the garden. And the jungle is the rest of the world. And the rest of the world could invade the garden. And the main thing that they need to do is to protect the garden from being invaded by the rest of the world. This is exactly what they have seen us to be. I am actually going to maybe extract that video alone and I will post it. This is a seminar in Europe. A seminar they are having, the politicians in Europe are having. They call them, their Europe a garden. The rest of the world, Europe and America a garden. The rest of the world are the jungle. And you should not allow the jungle, people from the jungle to invade the garden. That is exactly what you see when we talk about, when we talk about these people not being reactive or proactive or even reactive when the things of violation and the killing, war crimes concerns people from Africa. They will never do anything because this is the structure that they have built for us to continue to kill one another, for us to continue to hate one another, for us to continue to destroy one another. And the structure is built by giving somebody a power. If you give somebody like Buhari power, of course you know that Buhari is long dead, rotten in the Saudi Arabia, in the shallow grave in Saudi Arabia. The imposter that you have in the ASAR is the one violating your human rights, is the one killing you, is the one making sure that this jungle that they call you upholds. The imposter, the Jubril from Sudan. Of course, you have seen the video making round on social media, and we've been actually talking about this. We haven't, made this public that we have an imposter ruling you in Nigeria. The United Nations is not even intervening. United Nations is not even trying to actually investigate to see the reason why there is human rights violation every day and nobody is being brought to justice. Nobody is brought to account. Rather, each and every time one of their officials will come and say it is a lie. I don't know if the United Nations are actually believing the oppressors instead of trying to listen to the oppressed. Or exactly what this guy just said now, that we are in jungle and we are not allowed to invade their garden, which is Europe. And therefore, anything that happens in the jungle, it is when you see a wild animal, when you see a tiger, because it will be able to, kill an antelope. It will run after the antelope. It will destroy it. It will tear it apart. It will make a prey of it. That is the same what is going on in Africa. And this structure that create this jungle in Africa, we are rooted, from by the Europeans who came here to colonize you. Now they are calling you that you are the jungle, they are the garden, and you will never be allowed to invade the jungle, the garden. We will never allow these animals to invade the garden because they will destroy every crop in that garden. because they see you and me as animal. Once you are not a white Europeans, you are seen as less than human. That is the reason why the United Nations will issue a proclamation. Nigeria will flout it, they will ignore it, even when the law, court of law, has discharged and acquitted Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Nigeria still hold him in the solitary confinement. What does that say? What does that, entail? That Nigeria is a lawless country. It does not have judiciary. The judiciary, the role of judiciary is just a robotic role. You actually control them to do what they want them to do. If they go out of control, you will not listen to them. That is the robotic judiciary you have in Nigeria. You have a judiciary discharged Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and acquitted him. Now, you want to go back to the judiciary after flouting the order of the same judiciary. That means where you are going or planning to go to the Supreme Court, you are only going there because that is a robotic court that you are able to control. That is the reason why you cannot listen to the one that already passed a judgment before you actually escalate the matter. Because it is, even the Bible say obedience is better than sacrifice. And the military regime say obey before complain. That is it. But not in Nigeria, not in the zoo, the jungle. Not in the zoo. The epitome of the jungle that the European man talks about. That is Nigeria. That law will actually prove somebody to be not guilty. Then the executive will continue to hold that person because they believe they can. And there is nothing judiciary can do about it. Now, let me continue to remind the United Nations that the one that is leading Nigeria is an imposter from Sudan. Because this is actually as a result of it. Let me bring this video because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has been crying and lamenting about this, reminding the world about this same thing. Nobody paid attention. And that is the reason why on all the bogus crime that they have accused him of committing, they have never accused him of actually defaming the president, because if they want to bring it on, they know that it will trigger to the extent of the president going for a DNA test. And that will be the real exposition. But because they know that if they bring it amongst the bogus charges that they have leveled against the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, it will come back hunting them. And that is the reason why they actually ignored it flat. Now, listen to this man. A pastor. He's not just a pastor. A well-informed and influenced, a person of influence in Nigeria, who will not just come out to come and present propaganda because he has an image to protect. He's a pastor. I am not his fan. I am not a fan of any of them, but when they speak, we will bring it. When they make sense, we'll bring it to you. Listen to this man. I want you to pay attention to what this man said here, so that you will remember, you will understand that when IPOB come out, when IPOB start lamenting, you will find truth in it. Listen to it.
Buhari double in Sudan and press him into service as Nigeria's president. What?
The what? Let's start afresh.
Buhari double in Sudan and press him into service as Nigeria's president. what? The representative of the Jubilee family, that is the impostor, having discovered the gigantic swindle, suddenly showed up in Abuja the other day and demanded to be compensated with a power-sharing arrangement at the federal level in perpetuity, plus 50% of Nigeria's oil revenues.
He is talking about the imposter's family, which is Jubril of El Sudan, came to ASAR Rock. Now this time around, they came actually for blackmailing, to blackmail the zoo, because probably the zoo is not paying them what they have agreed to pay the imposter's family. Now they have come to threaten the zoo that if they don't give them their own share, they are going to actually implicate Nigeria and actually expose them. Let me play it so that the reason why I said it, so that you will understand it further. Listen.
Chief of the Jubilee family, that is the impostor, having discovered the gigantic swindle, suddenly showed up in Abuja the other day and demanded to be compensated with a power-sharing arrangement at the federal level in perpetuity, plus 50% of Nigeria's oil revenues for 10 years in the first instance.
50% of Nigeria oil revenue for 10 years, just to keep a secret that you are being led by an imposter. That is exactly what is going on, because everything you do will have a repercussion. 50% of oil revenue, which means it is indeed they are indeed the owner of these oil revenues. 50%, and you will share 50%, and you know the other 50 you not okay. 50% of this oil revenue, and you know the other 50 you not okay in the Nigeria. Then Jubril's family will take 50%. No wonder the inflation rate is skyrocketing. No wonder the economy is going down. No wonder there is borrowing plus borrowing. No wonder there is also planning of borrowing to sustain the upcoming bogus election. That no wonder that is a lot of financial crisis in Nigeria. No wonder they start looking for this oil theft, because there is somebody that has to take 50% of this oil revenue. That's why they want to tighten the oil security, because now when they give out the 50%, there is a theft in the oil production. There will be nothing for you in the zoo. You should continue to put these things together, bring them together for you to understand what is going on in that bogus contraction. Listen.
That was on the back page of the Nations of Tuesday.
That is the back of it is in the back page of the Nation's newspaper. The Nation's newspaper. It is in the back page of the Nation newspaper on Tuesday 2nd, Tuesday 2 or Tuesday 17th of November. Tuesday 17th of November, probably 2021. They concealed this information. They did not want to bring it out. I don't know, this type of video, when you find it resurfacing or surfacing on the public domain, you should understand that many people are holding a secret against Nigeria, against these cabals in ASAR Rock. And they will only release this secret when they are being treated badly. I believe that this is the reason why the truth is being released, because somebody might not be given what they actually asked for. Now the secret is being revealed. And at least it's in a video, because somebody will not come tomorrow and say they are not the one. It is a video. This is influenced man of God. The richest of the richest of man of God. You will not say that he is doing it for followers. He is doing it for people to actually follow him. He's already been followed. That's why he said that the imposter, the supposed imposter in ASAR, the family is coming up to demand for 50% of oil revenue. Otherwise, they will expose Nigeria to the core. Now we call on United Nations. We are live on the Twitter. And if you're watching from Twitter, I want you to retweet, tag United Nations human rights for them to understand that the criminal who came from Sudan, impersonating Olation Buhari, is now, the family has demanded since 2021 the oil, 50% of oil revenue, which is the reason why there is nothing moving in Nigeria. Let us actually listen to this. IMF, this is the reason why Nigeria is owing you guys more than 100 billion. More than 100 billion. This is the reason why Nigeria owes you, because their oil revenue is being used to service their lives and deceit to the nation. Let us continue to listen.
Of Tuesday, 27th of November. That, and I quote, failing these, they would tell their story to the whole world. It further stated that the Nigerian authorities have entered into frantic negotiations with Jubrill's family to head off what is sure to be the world's dirtiest and worst kept secret, he said.
Worst, dirtiest, and worst kept secret. That is what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu cried about. And that is the reason why they are holding him against even the law. Against the law. They have actually violated the international law and treaty in Kenya. And that reminds me, the reason why they pulled Mazen Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya, it is because, if you remember, Obama is a big fan of what is happening in Nigeria today. The President Emeritus of the United States, he is a big, actually, fan and supporter of your cry in Nigeria today, because he was the one who used his influence also to impose Buhari and remove Jonathan. Now, Obama is, if you think about his origin, he has a line in Kenya. In that Kenya, there is Obama is from Kenya. And having seen that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu told you he will write a letter to Obama, he actually addressed these people in public, addressing their criminalities, addressing their tyranny, addressing their selfishness. Because of that, I will not actually doubt that the United States is aware of that move Nigeria made in Kenya. Or people, cabals in the United States are aware of that move Nigeria made to do what they did in Kenya. Why is it Kenya? Obama is from Kenya. Obama is a lover of Buhari, and Obama is the campaigner for Buhari. He campaigned for Buhari. Reason best known to Obama. Now that Buhari has turned everything upside down, innocent people are being killed on a daily basis. People are being displaced. Obama could not come out to use his influence and caution the same man he campaigned for in 2015. No wonder it happened in Kenya. Because the more the things are happening, the more you are going to be picking up what is going on. They are all involved in this mess that you are into. All these people, they were all biggies. That's why they don't want to come to the party, because if they come to rescue you, it will no longer benefit them. It will no longer benefit them. It cannot be a coincidence that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, lambasted Obama for interfering with Nigeria election in 2015. And ambassador Obama for saying that keeping Nigeria one is a task that must be done. And all of a sudden, in Obama's home country is where the Nigeria went in, kidnapped Mazen Nnamdi Kanu without actually being charged for invading, for actually intruding in a sovereign nation and actually violating international treaties in that nation. They did not do that. Obama's country, which is Kenya, they are not saying anything about it. You have not heard them talking about it or trying to ask Nigeria, what is the meaning of that? Why have you come to our country and violated human rights and violated international treaty? You have, Nigeria did a border breach. They breached their border law. They're not saying anything about it. That means that the gate is open for anybody to come in and to take any visitors or tourists that they want in Kenya. That is what it entails. Nobody is safe there. If they are not asking for their tourists who entered their country legally. And Nigeria went in and kidnapped this person, abduct him, brought him home through extraordinary rendition, which Kenya already, said that they are not part of it, that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is still in Kenya technically, but they have not done anything to assist the tourists that came to their country legally, who has to be protected, because everybody that is in a particular nation must be protected, including the tourists. But they, instead of being protected, his right is being bullied, violated. Now let us continue to listen to this guy talking about Nigeria imposter. This is in case if you don't know who you are hearing his voice is Pastor Bishop Oyedipo of Winners Chapel. That is whom the general overseer, the richest pastor on the world, that is the one you are hearing his voice telling you what is going on in Nigeria.
The worst, dirtiest, and worst kept secret, he said. And he concluded by saying that Britain is mediating its end.
Britain.
So far.
That Britain.
So far.
Britain is mediating.
So far, to my knowledge,
end.
No official statement has refuted this claim, which simply implies Nigeria may truly be up for sale.
It's already up for sale.
The question is, has Nigeria now suddenly become a population of fools?
Population of fools! 200 and something million fools. That is what they said. Nigeria has become a population of fools, including the intellectuals. They have become a fool. But when they come up, they will be acting as if they know. When they know nothing, you are being led by imposter because you want to mind your business, because you don't want to talk. If you cannot talk, your next generation will be impoverished. Because if you cannot fix your problem, if you cannot fix your problem now, you will come back to meet it. You will be believing that all of you who have opportunity to be enjoying in other people's predicaments in Nigeria, political class, those who the politics favored in their businesses, you believe that it is all about here. It is not about now. It is about tomorrow. You are building generational wealth, want to make money, driving and flying on your private jet, believing that it is okay. Everything is okay. It is not okay. It is not okay. What goes around will come around. You can never ever, you can never override the law of nature. You can never override it. It will come back haunting you. If you believe you have arrived, you have the paper, which all of you are chasing after in Nigeria. You have the paper, I agree. Now, do you have the protection to protect you and that paper? Do you have the infrastructure to actually make you to fit in with that amount of paper you have in your community, on your various your various vicinities? Do you have that infrastructural development that will enable you to have peace with those papers that you have packed all over the place? No, of course you don't have it. Money does not buy peace. Money does not buy life. Money does not buy, love for your people. Because no matter how much you have that money, if your community wants, they will tell you to leave the community. Because if you cook for one person, that person will, if you cook if a group of people cook for one person, that person will not finish it. That is exactly what is going on. You are there believing that you have arrived. We don't need to talk. If we have seen things that is happening in Nigeria, all we need to do, go there, we'll tell you the cabals in ASAR, we know what you are doing, give us our share so that we will keep quiet. You will continue to go and get your share, the share of the paper. You will keep quiet.
I believe it's time to come away from our slumber and salvage this nation from slavery. If this evil tide is not dealt with quickly and decisively, Nigeria may be about to be recolonized the second time, and this time by another African country.
And the reason why the cabals in ASAR will not even mind for another country to come and recolonize Nigeria is because, for the sake of making it difficult for Biafrans, for the sake of Biafra, they do not want Biafra to have freedom. That is the reason why they can go to any length to make sure. It doesn't matter if you are being colonized by, one Africa country. It does not matter. It does not matter if you are being recolonized by China. It does not matter. It does not matter if you are being recolonized by America. It does not matter. Britain again, it does not matter. As long as they continue to oppress these indigenous people. That is actually the plan that they have for you. That is the only plan they have for you. They are not planning on moving you forward. Rather, they are planning on destroying you. They are planning on destroying you. The reason best known to them, reason why they are not doing something reasonable in Nigeria, it is best known to them.
What a shame and what a misfortune that will be. God forbid. When we pray, we must be sensitive to the ongoings. If this is
now, that is how it is. You have just seen what played here. It is still making round on social media. What have you to say about it? This if this is not true, are so many of you who are very, very myopic. So many of you are very, very myopic. Even in your brain, you are myopic. You have eyes you cannot see. You have ears you cannot hear. You have legs you cannot walk. That is the reason why you will be there being led by imposter. And some people who come from, they say they are Igbo elders. You are going to kneel down for an imposter to release your own. Ordinary British young boy from El Sudan wearing old man's face. Wearing old man's face. You are going to kneel down for him. That is what you people do, and at the end of the day, you people are seen as nothing because you are compromised from the beginning. And that is the reason why these people, no matter how much you try to protect and respect their lives, they will not see you as anything. That's the way it is. They will never value you. They will never know your worth. Because you are compromised. You are indeed compromised. Now, I want to go to the interview granted by ASAR so that we will also look into it.
Right, the opposition part.
Okay, just one moment. Let's
Can you show me your apartment?
get that interview. The reason why I want to get this interview is for us to actually talk about it, because when you go into it, you listen to what he said there. Let me bring it before we go into something else. Just 1 minute. Let me see.
I think we're unique because now, as you can see, we are in a studio atmosphere. We're not in a remote atmosphere anymore.
Right, the opposition party, People's Democratic Party, PDP, are currently exploring every
this. That's 1 minute. Got it.
associates of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB,
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, will be breathing a sigh of relief following last week Thursday's appeal court judgment with discharge of all counts of terrorism preferred against him by the federal government. Prominent individuals and groups of Igbo extraction have called on President Muhammadu Buhari to unconditionally release a separatist leader. They argue that the government had lost the legality to keep holding the IPOB leader in custody and urged President Buhari to not honor his promise. A delegation of Igbo elders who may promise to abide by the rule of law. However, the federal government says it will explore other legal options. According to a spokesperson for Attorney General Abubakar Malami, who said the court's decision was only based on the extradition of Mr. Kanu and did not apply to those charges that predate that particular charge, which remain valid issues for judicial determination. Joining us on this show this morning as we discuss the latest ruling in favor of Nnamdi Kanu is Dr. Chukwuemeka Ezeife, former governor of Anambra State. Welcome to the morning show, Dr. Ezeife. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me. I salute you for your currency and effectiveness.
Well, quickly, let's go to the heart of the matter. The Court of Appeal ruled that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been discharged. There were 5 issues for determination. And in the concluding paragraphs of the ruling, it was made clear that he's been discharging part of all charges. But the Attorney General's office seems to have a different interpretation, that he's only been discharged, he's not been acquitted, and that the only matter at stake was extraordinary rendition, rather than the other charges that the federal government filed against him. So what's your take on all of this? Because everybody has become worried. What's the difference between discharge and acquittal? And what exactly does the federal government want to do? In the light of the fact that you were part of a delegation that visited the president and advised that, look, let's have a political solution to this matter. Let Nnamdi Kanu go. Your take, sir.
Thank you very much. The hearts of kings are in the hands of God. We pray God to move Buhari to do justice and to respect the courts, his own courts. The ASAR people have gone back to in obedience to court order, even though they were not happy with it. Now, let our government lead by example to comply with court order. What I heard was that Nnamdi Kanu was discharged and acquitted. Government can put words into court decision. Say it is only discharged. But if it is only discharged of the heinous crimes he's accused of, that's enough to release. In fact, unconditionally. In fact, not even unconditionally, just by the decision of the court. So I don't think what is happening is good for society in general. Law and order. Division of judicial, executive, legislation. All this should be respected in a democracy. But impunity seems to be the name of the game, especially with respect to government.
Impunity is the name of the game, Impunity is the name of the game. Lies, deceit, manipulation, destruction, extortion, wickedness. That is the name of the game. Killing, intimidation. That is the name of the game. When you talk about this evil violations of human rights in the zoo, you will know that all these people, they are well aware of the impunity going on in Nigeria. But the problem they have, who is going to speak first? Who is going to come out boldly to speak first? Who will be the hero? Because they cannot come out to demand for their rights. You know, he did well. He's an old man. He did well. He is saying the truth. But where I have a problem with him is that, as you know, he is now, he does not have anything to lose. He has lived his young, you know, when he was young, he's lived his life. Now it is shaping the future of his children and his grandchildren. So this time around, when he is actually treading on the path that will shape the future of his children and grandchildren, I don't think he needs to be actually, you know, being, apologetic about it. He's not supposed to be apologetic about it. He is supposed to be demanding the right, because Omejimi Ametuanya. If you touch anything that affects the nose, affects the eyes. That's why when you have some injuries, knock on your nose, you will start seeing double. Because it's supposed to be injury for one, that is supposed to be injury for all. Because this is actually throwing a stone in a marketplace without you knowing whom this stone is going to fall on top of. You are being, apologetic about your demand, about your right. You are being, apologetic about the truth that you have seen. You are not supposed to be apologetic about it, because what you are saying here, it is as a result of the decision of the court, not the decision of you guys. When you guys were apologetic, calling on Buhari, you say you even kneel down for Buhari to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Now he said that there is something he does not interfere with, and that is the justice, the judiciary. Which the judiciary is an independent body who makes the decision, and the decision must be carried out. Who is there to stand to defend the nation, the ordinary people, defend the leaders, and prosecute ordinary people and prosecute the leadership? That is judiciary. They are supposed to be independent. When you find out there is any practice of conflict of interest within them, you will now know that the government, the executive, has started interfering. Now you are now talking about the decisions of the judiciary. But the problem of you talking about it is that you are still apologetic about it. Why are you being apologetic about it? Because if it is one of your children that is being held there, I don't think that you will come here trying to look for a word that will be best suiting for this government of the day. No, you will not be here trying to look for words. You did great by coming up to speak, but there is, there is a saying that says to whom much is expected, or to him much is needed, or much is expected. What you are doing is your right. It is not something that you need to be pleading for. Because the first thing you people did was respect to whoever the cabals in ASAR is. You people went there to that boy from Sudan, Jubril, who is now demanding 50% of oil revenue for his family to keep Nigeria secret. You people went there, you kneel down, you talk to him, releasing Nnamdi Kanu, and he said to you, it is the judiciary that is holding Nnamdi Kanu. Now judiciary has released Nnamdi Kanu. Now you people are still coming, being apologetic to this same person who told you it is judiciary. Is he not making a fool out of you people? As elderly as you people are, he's making a fool out of you people. You people cannot see it. And to react, to actually rise up to demand for what is rightfully your right to demand for. The people that are being killed in the name that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, it is your people. The insecurity that is all over the place for the sake of this man, it is against your place. It is not Buhari's place. Then you come here, you are being apologetic. If you are not, an elderly person, I will say that you are, the way you're reacting to this thing is very, very pathetic. It is. You don't need to be apologetic. That is the reason why these people are taking you guys for a ride. Demand for what is rightfully yours. Don't beg. Are you begging? Because if you don't beg, you will be arrested or you will be summoned. When you people are behaving like this, you have done well by summoning courage coming out. And you are not doing me a favor by coming out. In case many people who are so pathetic will be coming to think that he is doing us a favor by coming out to speak for the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. You are not doing us a favor. You are doing yourself and your community favor. You are doing the whole of your nation favor. Not Biafrans, not IPOB. Injury for one is injury for all. Anytime we realize that, we will actually thrive in that region. That is because of this divide and rule and all this thing that they have implemented in your head, in your system, that you don't have that strength anymore to actually to demand, instead of being, asking. Don't ask. The time for asking is over. You asked initially, it was not granted to you. They told you that it is the court that will grant you that. Now the court has granted you that. Instead of you now demanding, you are still asking. That is the reason why God does not answer a prayer of people who does not know what to do, doing the right thing at the wrong time and the wrong thing at the right time. Does not answer a prayer of people who does not have a decision of their own, who is not, who is not strongly standing in what they believe in. God does not entertain two-face. That is the message that I have for you. You are my elder. And I'm not saying this to disrespect you. If you are my dad, I'm going to tell you the same thing, because what you guys have been doing is what places us in this mess that we find ourselves into. So many of us are stuck in abroad. We cannot come home because of what you people cost us. And can only lament, we can only protest, we can only say, we can only, because that is exactly as a result of what I am doing. We are actually demanding for the world to hear. We are demanding for what is rightfully ours. And if these demands are not met within the time frame that we have actually, expecting it, if it is not met, we might result into something else. Because first of all, we start with awareness. And that awareness is what we've been creating. Agona ajubu before, no, and we are doing it. We've been lamenting, we've been crying, we've been complaining, we've been outlining our problems, we've been demanding. It is not being met. That is the reason why we are doing this. We're not doing it because we cannot be equal to the task. We are not calling on United Nations to intervene in our problem because we cannot fight for our problem. But we are doing it to make sure we follow every protocols for the world to know that we cried, we complained. We did everything we could for them to come and aid us, but they refused because there is nothing that will benefit them when they come to help us. That's what they believe. They only come to help where there is something they will benefit, just like the way they're helping in Ukraine. There are something that they are benefiting from there, weakening the person, the nation that they see as a threat. That is America. The country that they see as a threat to them, because this power can never be shifted. This power is what they will always want. That is the reason why they call Africa a jungle where they step upon to empower themselves to be powerful. But there is time for everything. Time to rise and times to fall. The rise of these people against our lives is expired, and their doom is near. We've been calling on them to actually start amending their mistakes. When we talk, they might see it as a hate speech. It is not a hate speech. It is talking reality, because the time is ticking very fast for you people in Europe and America who believe that you will continue to oppress the oppressed. When they cry, you ignore them, you act like you are not listening to them. But when one of you cry, you are proactive, running to help, because there is a benefit there. Because you are benefiting oil theft from Nigeria. That is the reason why you cannot come out to bring peace, which is dividing that contraption created by Britain. You cannot want to bring peace. You don't want to bring peace there. They are blacks. They can kill each other. I don't even know why they are complaining. Let them kill each other. They are black people. In your mind, that's what you are saying. How condescending you guys might be. But by the time we will start taking matters into our hands, we will remind you of this day, because this is exactly what you people did in 1966, when Ojukwu actually did all his best to avoid the violent way. You people forced him into the violent means so that you will kill Biafrans. It will no longer be like that, because we have our own media this time around. We are in a satellite, we are in airwaves, we are in the media, anywhere. The propaganda that you sold that time, during when you are slaughtering our people, you can no longer sell it again. That is the reason why we started from this media, because your mainstream media was what you used to destroy us, demonize us, that the world could not come for our aid. But all that you did against Biafra is coming back to all of you in the Europe and America. And that is the law of nature. What goes around shall always come around. So let me not deviate. Let's listen to Chief Ife, who does not know what time is it. It is no longer time to be apologetic. It is time for you to start demanding for what is rightfully yours.
We went to the president and we got a very good response from him about releasing Nnamdi. In November, I got personally information that the president wants to release both Iboko and Nnamdi, setting them free from the charges against them. Eventually, I heard only of Iboko being set free from the charges against him. Nnamdi is still there. May God make it that the president looks at the state of the nation and release Nnamdi. We human beings should try to reach the hands of God where it is going and try to cooperate. God seems to want to liberate Nigeria. God seems to want that his destiny for Nigeria should be accomplished, should materialize. God.
That is where he is wrong again. That is where he is wrong. Because God left Nigeria a long time ago. God left Nigeria since 1970. When they come out here to tell you God wants to perfect what is how his plan in Nigeria, there is no plans of God in Nigeria prior to 1914. When the plans of God were demolished and the plans of Britain were established, there is no plans of God in the zoo anymore. So let these people stop lying to themselves, because you cannot destroy what God created, and you are expecting God to come and save you when you are reaping the effect of your, for your contempt with God. No. It does not work that way. It is a simple, mathematics that you just need to solve. Get people back to where they were. Get the nation back to how it was, how God made it. Call these people you are Oduduwa, call these people you are Arewa, call these people you are Biafra. Let's go back to how God made it to be. Then when you talk about God planning on perfecting anything, then it would be making sense. But right now, there is nothing God is planning to do. The fact that some of you are getting rich in that contraption does not mean that it is a God plan. God has power. The devil has power. The power of the devil is what triggered the Europeans to come and colonize you, take many of you for slaves. Do you think that it is not power? It is power. It is the same power that is ruling the world today, that is taking the world to, that will take the world to the nuclear war that is upcoming. That is the same power, the power of the devil. So the most important thing is that God left Nigeria, almost more than a century ago. That is the reason why there is so many churches every day praying, every day fasting. At the end of the day, things are getting worse. Every day, church is increasing, prayers increasing, things are getting worse. The prayers of a sinner is God does not take heed to it. It irritates God. Regardless of whether you pray from now till tomorrow, if you don't understand the principle, you are wasting your time. So come out of it. When you talk about God trying to perfect anything, there is nothing about Nigeria to be perfected. You should go and actually think about it. Is it the crime committed against women and children during 1967 to 1970? Is it what God wants to perfect? Killing of 3.5 million women and children, still counting, through hunger and starvation. Is it what God is going to perfect? No, God is not perfecting anything. Is God perfecting that your president died and buried in shallow grave in Saudi Arabia, and somebody is out there from Sudan impersonating the president so that the cabal will continue to impoverish people and continue to rule over you? You are telling us that God is planning. There is nothing God is planning. It is indeed a human being that is planning, not God. God left Nigeria so many years ago.
Seems to want us to come together now, forget all the past. In fact, it is that wish of God. We don't know, we don't go into the minds of God. But that God has created a situation in Nigeria where all eyes are now open. Where nobody can say my religion, my tribe, etc. Now, God gives us a glimpse of a new Nigeria.
Wow. That's where you are wrong.
I can see young men, even the old men.
Is God giving these people a glimpse of new Nigeria when they have not stopped their injustices? God is giving you a glimpse of new Nigeria. That is a mazin Nnamdi Kanu tachalu na afufu bacha na solitary confinement, only to bring you people new Nigeria, because he has worked the mind of people to start recognizing that they are being ill-treated since 1914. Is it the God giving you new Nigeria? You people are bluffing yourself. They are making mockery of God in that regard. That's what you people are doing, making mockery of God. You are a man I respect, and that is the reason why I am actually comported, trying to be, lenient in addressing you. But what you are presenting here is not what I expect from you. That energy you use the time you demanded for Igbo presidency before Catriona Lang came out there to actually take picture with you people, that you start saying God said. God did not say now. That inner energy is what I expected you to come out with. Because ever since Catriona Lang take a picture with you people, your lives are no longer the same. And we are now since that time. Because whenever somebody from your Biafra land, the politician rise up to demand for their right, they will actually send Catriona Lang to come and deceive you people. I don't know what she tells you. A woman from Britain who colonized you will come and now tell you to start telling us that God has a plan for Nigeria. Which God are you talking about? Because the God that I know does not have plan for what he did not create. God has only plan for his creation, not for any other thing. Look at them. That energy that made Catriona Lang to visit you people, discharge that energy once more. That's what I expected from you guys. Because Buhari insulted you people for taking out you, our elderly people, travel from east to ASAR Rock, which is, it is actually more than 700 kilometers or 600 kilometers, which with a bad road, or maybe you flew. You guys flew, you are political class, I've forgotten. You flew, you went to visit this guy in ASAR Rock, and he turned you guys down, telling you to go and wait for the judiciary. Now you went there for judiciary for almost 1 year, 3 months, only to come back and tell you judiciary now gave you a green light. You come back now again begging the president, the so-called president. Now are you begging him because you don't believe in judiciary? Because there is a place you said here, I will even go and kneel down for Buhari. You are selling yourself. We did not ask you to go and kneel down for us to know that you are pleading for the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. No, that is pathetic. There is a saying that they say, respect is reciprocal. If this man in ASAR Rock, the Tabals in ASAR Rock cannot give the Igbo elders respect, how do you want us to give you people respect? Because you don't deserve our respect. Because you never earn it from any other place. You need to actually demand. You stop this act. It is actually pathetic. It is. I'm sorry to tell you, it is pathetic. Because what you people are doing is not actually, my anticipation by now, it is actually for you people to stand up and demand for what is rightfully yours. That is exactly what I anticipated from all of you in the political space. Let us continue.
ASAR, even the Fulani, the Yoruba, every group of Nigerians seems to be looking for this new Nigeria.
Wow.
Where everybody is free. We are united.
Who told you that, Catriona
And we make stupendous progress.
Is it Catriona Lang that told this man this, that you are looking forward to new Nigeria where everyone is free? In your dream world, do you think there is a Nigeria where everyone will be free? In your dreamland, do you think there is anything about being freedom in Nigeria? In that system? Of course, the answer is no. So stop actually deceiving yourselves. There will never be peace. There will never be freedom. There can never be peace when the Fulani see Igbo man as their problem. When the Yoruba see Igbo man as their problem. When the Igbo man see Fulani as their problem. When the Yoruba man see Fulani as their problem. And it's indeed their problem, because this terrorists in the bushes all over the place, they are the problem also. So when you look at all that, somebody will wake up to tell you your diversity is your strength. And you will come and say God has a plan for new Nigeria where everybody will be free. What is the plan you are making? Where is the evidence that there is new Nigeria coming where everyone will be free? Is it what this lady told you people after meeting you guys, that a new Nigeria? Is it a new Nigeria that Britain controls? Do you think your colonial master will be controlling you and you will claim you are free? It is not possible. If you want to be free, you must first of all be free from mental slavery, be free from your colonial shackle. That is when you talk freedom. Because what you are talking here now is just, you are talking like artificial citizen of Nigeria. You are not talking as a bona fide citizen of that Nigeria that you champion. Because if you are indeed a bona fide citizen of the Nigeria that you champion, you will not be doing this, your begging to this man in ASAR to release whom the court of law had set free. It is like a saying that whoever that God has set free is free indeed. The court of law is supposed to be like a God of the people. When they set anybody free, they are free indeed. There is nothing judiciary executive have to do about it, because executive can only pardon a person when a court of law is not supposed to set that person free for the sake of peace, for the sake of what ethnicity differences. That is when you will have a political pardon because of one thing that is going to, bring division. The government might give you a political pardon, but this is not a political pardon. This is a judgment that worked against the Nigeria government for violating of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's right, number one, by abducting him in Kenya, taking him to a place where it's not government apartment. They beaten him up for 8 days before they rendition him, violating of international treaty, which you people supposed to rise up and be demanding for him to be compensated for the time, for the beating, for everything that you have done against him. You are not talking about 28 able-bodied Biafrans that was killed in Afaruku, courtesy of this government. You are here coming to tell us you are begging Buhari. That is pathetic. It is. Sorry.
Coming back to answer our father's name as the leader of all blacks and giving blacks reasons to be happy in the world affairs.
When you cannot speak.
And making the whole world realize that the first human creations of God, the black people, were not created in anywhere inferior to the so-called blue-eyed barbarians.
Okay, thank you. So you know that you know that these people are blue-eyed barbarians, but which and every time you rise up to demand for your rights, she will come and take picture with you. This blue-eyed barbarian will come and take picture with you, post it. You people will start speaking different language. When you are aware, I am so happy that you mentioned this. And you call them exactly what they are, blue-eyed barbarians. That's what they are. Because they're now calling Africa and every other nation that is not in their blue-eyed barbarians territory, a jungle, while they are the garden. Even though God created Africa and called it garden, when they were living in the jungle, the rise of the white supremacy overshadowed the plans of God in Africa. Now the white supremacy is now the one promoting, dictating, determining that we have to call them for us to live. We have to actually call on them for us to live because of the animals they have created in the name of those who are championing who are supposed to be protecting or doing things that will enable the nation to grow. They are the ones now destroying and killing the nation. We have to call on them to come and caution these people or to come and tell them to do things right. If they want, they answer us. If they do not answer us, it means that we are signing our death warrant. you are still, sympathetic, about these people's structure, and yet you are calling them barbarian blue eyes. It doesn't make sense. That is where I am going. It does not make sense. You call people who are holding you captive barbarian blue eyes, but you are not trying to break free from their captivity. You are not trying to break free, and yet you understand that they are blue eyes. Yet they come and take picture. Their agents come and take picture with you to console you. I don't know if you people acknowledge her all the time, most of the time, because she is a blue-eyed barbarian or what. I don't know.
Very soon. Well, it will not be more than 5 years.
Okay.
The rest of the world will see
Prophesy
what the black man is made of. And once we are free here and follow the will of God. And I believe it is done. What God cannot do does not exist anywhere. So all we really owe ourselves and God is our needs. We pray God to save us. Save Fulani. Save Igbo. Save Hausa. Save Yoruba. Save all
the most important thing that I need to tell you is that God saved those who save themselves. Heaven help only those who help themselves. Those are the ones that heaven will always help. You cannot call heaven to help you when you cannot help yourself. It is like going on top of in front of a highway. You stand in the middle of highway calling God to come and help you. It does not work like that. When a truck meets you there, or you go to a railway, you go and call God to come and help you. Why the train is coming with a hootering for you, and you are not moving out of the way. You think God will help you. Heaven help those who help themselves. And that is the reason why we have risen. This generation have risen to help themselves, that heaven will come in. That is exactly what we are doing.
Group in Nigeria, and all of us will be happy being Nigerians.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you so much for that inspiring one. In fact, I dare also add that the black people are already doing well all over the world, and we're seeing it in our music and our culture, and it will definitely happen. Nigeria will do well. I want to ask, the Attorney General said they're still studying the judgment. In a case that they take it up to the Supreme Court, what would this mean for you?
Aspiring traders, you don't want to miss this. I'm going to share one of my favorite trading systems with you.
Going to the Supreme Court is a waste of time. And I think the government should face the facts, face the situation as it is. What do you gain from the Supreme Court? And unless the Supreme Court is somehow dictated to.
Exactly. Unless if the Supreme Court is somehow dictated to, because it is plain to see that what they are presenting, the drama that they are playing in that Nigeria does not have any base. It is a baseless allegation, baseless accusation, baseless going to court, because you have violated the jurisdictional right to proceed with the case. You do not have jurisdiction because Nnamdi Kanu is still in Kenya. You cannot try somebody whom is supposed to be in another country, and you are trying them in another country. No. If you want to really do something, go to Kenya. If you want to start the trial as per the law, as per international law or even local law in that your country, go to Kenya and start the extradition process and see if you are going to obtain it. Go there. That is the reason why you people know that what you are doing is a layman's move. When you are thinking, you are thinking Nigeria is like somebody who is drowning. They are looking for whom to pull through, to drown with them. That's exactly what they are doing right now. There is something he say I want to censor something that he says here before we move into another thing, because I don't want to emphasize on this too. We have a lot to talk about.
The judgment of the appeal courts is very clear, very total. I don't know, unless the Supreme Court is just to be told what to say by the government, and it says so. But we have a new Chief Justice, and I don't believe that that man is going to succumb to the kind of impunity which the Malami kind of judge. In fact, I don't blame anybody.
Malami kind of judgment, say it, say it. Malami kind of jungle judgment. Say it.
I don't. God, our God in heaven, the Almighty God, is preparing Nigeria. The kind of case, very soon he will be released. Very, very soon. We, the Igbo elders, are planning to go. If a president wants me to kneel down on behalf of everybody else, I kneel down for him. If you want me to prostrate,
you know, the most important thing we are telling our elders, you know, for you to go and kneel down to somebody who is an imposter, just because you want to claim you are proposing for the release of innocent man, that is pathetic. It is not what it is time now for you people to start amending the mistakes that you people have made in the past. Kneeling down to an idol, that is rebellious, being rebellious. You cannot kneel down to somebody who's supposed to be kneeling down for you in the name that you are begging them to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, which the court has set free. Why are you begging him? Is he a dictator? If Nigeria is not a democratic nation, then they should tell us. If Nigeria does not practice 3 arms of government, they should tell us that Nigeria is practicing dictatorship. Instead of you going to kneel down for him. What is the essence of having 3 arms of government independently? It doesn't make sense.
Prostrate for him. Let him release Nnamdi Kanu and let silence some of the people who are fighting against the resurgence of Nigeria and blacks. Some people are giving money to people who don't understand too much. To say there will be no election. There will be no election. That's nonsense. There will be election. And anybody who can see will see that things are cooling down as a result of some movements. So,
some people have given money. Did you hear that? I don't know if it sinked in. Some people have given money to some people to start shouting there will be no election. There will be no election. That is Ifibunu checking. Who are those that were giving money to start shouting there will be no election? The same thing I have been telling you all this while, that when somebody comes to tell you there will be no election, there will be no election, you should understand that they are acting based on their, simple interest. They are acting based on their personal interest. It is not for your interest. It is for their own personal interest. Because we have leadership in this movement. They have not said anything. They have not spoken. We wait for them to speak. Then we carry it out. If they wake up tomorrow and say no election, there will be no election. But when somebody individual come out to tell you there will be no election, you must know that it is the same person they say, oh, this man say they have given some people money to start shouting no election. That is exactly where I am going to leave this one. Let us now go to ASAR Dokubo. We are going to allow him to roll. No, let us go to the infiltrator, because since he started with it, there will be no election. Let us go there for you to understand the activities, the criminality of this infiltrator. What they do all the time when the other people will be working, they will be actually taking the glory, stealing the money by telling you to raise fund. He has to actually, exonerate himself as per reason why he raise fund every day. That is the reason why he will have no choice than to come up to lie to you, to tell you that this ESN that has been, that surfaced, it is the ESN that is part of him. Criminal! A pathetic criminal, even if those who does not have eyes or ears, they should, they're supposed to understand this criminal and his criminality, because it is actually quite irritating. He has no shame. He has no shame, not atom of it. He has no shame. That is the reason why he will continue to do things, even the things you see, the truth in it. He will come and turn it upside down and sell it to you. You will believe it. That is exactly what he does. He will sell it to you and you will believe it. Now, I want you to pay attention to this. And that is the reason why I don't blame Apostle Suleiman, who come after, being saved by his bulletproof car. He will come and tell you that God saved him. His God could not save the other people that was traveling with him. It is only him in a bulletproof car that God saved. I've told you, Nigeria, God left Nigeria 100 years ago. What you people are praying to white supremacy. That is what you pray to. The people who invented the kind of religion you are championing. That is the 10 people you are praying to. The white man with blue eyes who say they are Jesus. That is what you are praying to. And that is the reason why people will continue to lie, deceive. I am not taking call yet, please. I am not taking call yet, the caller. I am not taking call yet, please. Let me, I don't have much time. Let me finalize this before I will take call. It is going to distract me, real deal. Now, I want you to remember this video. I want you to remember this video that was actually brought in by the leadership. The boys who graduated from school, the new boys who just graduated from school. These are the boys. Now you saw them and you know them. You have seen them. Now some criminal came to, who always come and tell you he is who changed his name to ESN, the con artist, who came to tell you, we are in charge of this ESN. They struggle, they struggle to get pictures of our ESN because the reason why he is coming close. Of course, you people understand the time when these people actually graduated. They showed you these guys when they graduated, when they were issued their certificate, their competency of securing Biafra land from the terrorists. They showed you people them. Now they are now being integrated, being integrated into the formation, security formation, where they will be working in their own department. Somebody who came to tell you that those who you saw that time is China Sanworu's that killed that man's squad is now coming to tell you that that same China Sanworu dead man's squad is now his own. You know what? I don't blame him. Tompolo has used money to actually, hijack all his alliances. Remember, he claimed that we have united all the agitating group together in Biafra land. Why he never, united the one for Tompolos also? He has united all the agitating group in Biafra land. Now Tompolo has now taken those united groups to go and do oil bunkering, oil guard, pipeline security. Because we told you those are not agitating. Those are the people who made themselves available, looking for where they will get money. And that is the reason why, they are responding to Tompolo's call. So let us now hear from the criminal in Finland.
I'm 22. And we are here again this evening very late to share the gospel of Biafra with you, as today is the 135 days.
I want Biafrans to understand, what is this 110 days, 111 days, 120 days? What is it for? Is it how many days that is left for you to get Biafra? You people need to go back to nursery school. Because those of you who are actually, entertaining these idiotic morons, all this is lies and deceit. You people need to go and borrow sense. Go and borrow sense. You need to go back to early childhood development. You need to go back to preschool. For you to, because if you continue to buy this, these boys' lies and manipulation, it is actually very, very pathetic in the ears. He's counting you 100 days, 10 days. He started with 100 days. Remember, 365 days make 1 year. So he started with 151 days. How many? Which is 6 months. He started it probably 6 months. So that by the time he will continue to deceive you, holding on for him to actually gather all the money that he wants. Because what he is here for, it is for his own pocket. Believe you me, I don't blame anybody who says that if this Eberima will get Biafra here, they will rather not get Biafra. I agree with that person. Do you know why? Because I know some of you might see it as an ordinary sentiment. Do you know that Zeke, during the time Zeke and all these people were negotiating Nigeria independence, do you know if there are people like me who come and say, instead of Zeke to negotiate my independence, I rather stay captive? Somebody will come up and say that I am actually challenging the independent Zik is negotiating for us, because that person does not know the meaning of independent and the meaning of artificial independence. Because this idiotic moron you see in front of your screen is going to, you know what he is doing now? He is here for his pockets, number one. Number two is that he does not understand the concept of freedom that we are fighting for. He does not understand the meaning of freedom that we are fighting for. He thinks he's the one of Zeke negotiating independence with Britain, which places us in what we are doing, which make us to come back here, continue agitation. That is something so many of you does not understand. Do you think if it is that type of freedom we are fighting for, we haven't gotten it? We're supposed to have gotten it a long time ago. Do you think it is that type of freedom, artificial freedom, that we are fighting for? Yet Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the oracle, will tell you that BIAFRA is the last miracle. Do you think it is that type of freedom? No, it is not the freedom that will continue to be, impoverished by neocolonialism. No. We don't want to grapple with any colonial mindset, colonial structure. We want to determine our fate. We want to be free, but overall free. That's what we want. We don't want artificial freedom that Europe and America are giving to Africa. That's why it is the last miracle. You don't understand it. That is the reason why you continue to follow this Efulef, who only amari Ruakia from Azuakia, who cannot even define freedom. Sometimes ask him to define freedom for you, that you may understand. Freedom that you get in that zoological republic today as a result of C0N Otia, courtesy of C0N Otia, it is freedom of Ndafu, the ones who actually plan for their pocket first. They plan because they have come to a term. Now let us give you this power. You can enrich yourself. Don't mind that. You can enrich yourself, do whatever you want, but we can never allow you to make this country, this nation to be great. Let us give you this artificial power. You know the secret, I know the secret. You sign, I sign. That structure will continue to combat anybody who come out to do the, to do the needful that will elevate the country and actually transition them into the fourth industrial revolution and bring the youth to be innovative and make the country to be free from economic meltdown or to have economic growth. You can never win when it comes to that. That is the type of freedom that these people negotiated for you. That is the reason why you want another criminal who his energy is embedded in politics. You will come and see somebody who is wise, awakened person, telling you that if this idiot will get you freedom, and rather keep the freedom for himself. You don't know the meaning of that, because he will come and twist the story again for you not to understand that freedom, there are different types of freedom. There is artificial one. There is freedom. Freedom in capital letter with inverted comma. That freedom, I don't think there is any African country that ever had that freedom we are talking about. So somebody who does not understand that freedom is not supposed to be talking freedom for you, with you. Because we are trying to break that barrier. That is the reason why we continue to tell you that freedom of Biafra is freedom of Africa. That is the type of freedom we are fighting for. We are not fighting for the freedom where somebody will be there telling us, dictating for us what you need to do, how much you need to sell your currency. No, we are fighting to be free, to be able to, compete in the global stage equally, like the Europeans did not the freedom that we will be seen as, jungle, like they call us, Africa jungle. No, we want to be able to compete equally in the global stage. We want to determine the fate of our future. We want to determine the growth of our economy. That is freedom we are looking for. We want to implement things that will make Africa to recognize their potential. We want to bring back that, freedom to trade freely in Africa. We do trade by barter. That is free trade that will enable the borders of Africa to grow. That is the type of freedom we are fighting for. It is not this artificial freedom they have given us, prior to 61 years or 65 years ago, or 1 century ago. The freedom that you started gaining centuries ago. No. This is overall freedom. So let nobody who does not understand it come to deceive you. Let somebody, not the person who they will give money, he will start screaming from both sides of his mouth that you will not understand it, to come and continue to deceive you. You are delaying your freedom. That is exactly what you are doing. A liar, a cheater, a deceiver who do Photoshop to come and tell you that it is relevant. That is exactly the reason why so many of you who does not have, the ability to dictate. You don't have ability to detect when somebody is lying and when somebody is real. And that has been your problem. And that is the problem of Nigeria, that the politicians are taking them for a ride. Every 4 years, the same story, the same approach, the same intimidation, the same killing, the same economic meltdown, the same extortion, the same displacement. You're running helter-skelter from your places, running to Europe. You will never learn. That is as a result of it you are still seeing right now. Let us continue.
135 days to go. I welcome you, everyone. We are going to have a very special program tonight. And of course, as we continue to create awareness for Biafra exit from Nigeria in 2023, I would want to make a very special announcement, and of course, clarification to some of the things that are happening on social media today.
Okay. Yeah,
I want to inform you that the Zulu terrorist army has started not just destruction of properties and killings of Biafran people, not just invading villages, but they have started to bomb trucks that are coming into Biafra land. The Nigeria terrorist army have started the arson, what they are known for, burning trucks. They recruited into the Nigerian army, and they are coming to fighting us and killing us in disgust of wearing Nigeria army uniform. We'll all regret coming to fight in Biafra land. And believe me, they are regretting it already. And that is the reason today we wake up this morning to see the sad news of what they did in Anambra State. Nigeria Fulani Army, they now invade market, road, backyard.
The NDLA guy collects money from drug dealers to help export their drugs. Why the civil defense man employed to protect pipeline is the one holding the light for the man vandalizing the pipeline and protecting the people illegally refining crude. And you think it's only about carry. It is plenty. People imported bad premium motor spirit into the people. It's actually what carry. Like I tell you if you don't know now. Our really with expensive gift items, and even feeds you, the system will throw another carry in our faces.
I want you to pay attention to this part.
Nigeria on a daily basis witness the impunity which is so-called Fulani herdsmen extremists who share ethnic and religious identity with the Biden administration.
Let's go there.
You must go and listen to Simon Ekpa. He's doing a very fantastic job.
The Simon Ekpa you talk about is a criminal.
I want to make a very important clarification this evening.
Now let us see the clarification the criminal want to make. Let us see him. The clarification, that is where I want you to actually pay very good attention on. He wants to make a very important clarification. See that clarification. Let us see indeed what it is.
Because you've just listened to the video I played. And for those that will not understand what we are doing.
Oh, that's why he played Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's voice, so that he will lie to you. Wow. I got that. Now listen to the lie.
The squad, you see some of these people sharing today, they are also part of autopilot. And I want to make an announcement this evening because like I have always said, the less you look.
Eberima said that the squad, which is the squad I just showed you now, Eberima said that it is the autopilot. I have been telling you, it is very, very simple in this regard. Tell this criminal you call Eberima, tell him to take picture or video of his squad that is using to go and do whatever he claims he want to do. Tell him to show you the video. Because, you know, ever since he started all these things, his unification, all he does is that he called 2-3 criminals, make a video call with them. One will be in a camouflage, the other one will be like a hungry lion. He will make a video with them. He will tell you this is a leader of BNL, this is a leader of BNG, that we have united every agitating group together. But he doesn't have a video of any soldiers that they are using or to use to, they have united. Look at it. Eberima said that they are part of autopilot. Hi! A madman is not ashamed of himself the way the family is ashamed of this madman. That is exactly what you are seeing. A madman is not ashamed of themselves the way their family is ashamed of them. Listen to it. Listen. Pay attention.
The more you see. We don't in our own dictionary.
Look at it. Look at it. He is now telling you the less you look, the more you see. Hi! The less you look, the more you see now. Pay attention to this.
Listening to the video I played. And for those that will not understand what we are doing, The squad, you see some of these people sharing today, they are also part of autopilot. And I want to make that announcement this evening because, like I have always said, the less you look, the more you see. We don't, in our own dictionary and the page, we do not have the more you look, the less you see. What we have is the less you look, the more you see. It is deeper than you can ever imagine.
Wow. Look at them.
Nigerian Armed have discharged and acquitted Mazi Nland with demands that he must be requested. Now to avoid their consequences.
You know, normally, we do not show ESN in our program.
Wow. Normally now, you do not show ESN in your program, but you show this one because they made the video available in the public domain. Hey. Hey. And you people will be watching this criminal and all his claims. You will believe what he is saying. In fact, you have provoked me. You have provoked me. Let me bring more people into this program. They have provoked me. They have provoked me in this regard. Let's bring more people into this program. Because I believe that the expositions we did earlier must have actually made people. Facebook must have removed so many people not to be here to hear the gospel of freedom, because that is the greatest threat to them that is enjoying the exploitation of Africa. But let's bring some more people into this program as we proceed. Now, as we brought people into this program, I am going to put this back. For those of you who will be joining us, you will understand that we have actually gone a bit far. So if you are joining now, you pay attention, you will pick up. I want you to listen to this criminal. Listen to this criminal claiming that the new graduated boys that he called China Samoru killer squad or dead man squad is now part of autopilot. Eperima said that it is now part of autopilot. Eperima himself, listen.
You're welcome.
Look at the smile on the face.
I want to make a very important clarification this evening, because you just listened to the video I played, and for those that will not understand what we are doing, the squad you see some of these people sharing today, they are also part of autopilot. And I want to make that announcement this evening because like I have already,
the squad that they are sharing, they are also part of auto criminals.
say, the less you look, the more you see. We don't, in our own dictionary and age, we do not have the more you look, the less you see. What we have is the less you look, the more you see. Wow. It is deeper than you can ever imagine.
Okay. This is the same squad he is telling you that they are part of his autopilot. And he will go ahead to tell you that they do not, show video of ESN in his program. Remember, I've been asking this criminal to show you people who are damaged brain following him, the army that he want to use to go and fight the fight that he is saying that he's going to fight the zoo. I've been telling you to ask him, where is the army? Because he does not even have any. You see these three people he had on the video call that I showed you after the ordeal on Ifanyoba. You see those three people? Those are the people that he will use to come out there to make money. He told you he has united every agitating group. He has united them. But he cannot show you a video of them. But because now the real people are working, the criminal is taking the glory. Now he tell you that these guys are part of autopilot. That's what this guy told you, that they are part of autopilot. Listen to it.
Normally we do not show ESN in our program.
Why?
And
why? Ask him why is it normally he do not show ESN in his program? Why? Because he does not have any access. That is why. Because if you want to say that it is his own policy, when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was out, different videos was coming out. So why is his own now going to be normally? The less you see, the more you look. Hi, Ndenzama, career agitators. They are trying to protect their career by all means, at all costs. They have to protect this career of theirs.
I've never shown ESN except on a very special and different circumstances. So a lot of reactions has been on the social media.
After you showing the M branch of you, Nelly Otonelli, and you go and Dundote, after showing those, you say it's M branch. Ada, you do M branch. After showing it, since that time, Mbolu Koze, he will tell you now we no longer show ESN on the TV. That's why he has no choice than to come and tell you the same people he called Dead Man Squad when they graduated from the beginning. You remember the first video that surfaced where they were wearing black and something grayish. Is it grayish or yeah, black and something grayish? He told you that these are dead man squad of China Samoru. Now that same dead man squad is now part of autopilot. When they are now being integrated, post into their positions, they become part of autopilot. But when they were not, when they graduated, they were dead man squad. Hey.
Here today,
wow.
And a lot of misconceptions and all that.
Look at his face.
I want to make this announcement tonight that this group and this particular squad you see, they're sharing, we are all the same. And I want to make it clear,
they are no longer dead man squad.
IPOB under the leadership of Mazen Nambikano is not cultism. For those,
they are all the same, but now he is now calling them cultists. He's now calling them, because the show they play there, it touch them. The show they play there, it affects them. That is the reason why they are part of Himo, but he claims that they are now cultisms. Let's listen. Let's continue.
Those who may have a different view and opinion. I want to inform Biafrans today that, like we normally say, what you don't know is bigger than you. Some of them are already sharing videos and pictures because that is what they know how to do. All the thing they know how to do is to share videos and pictures. Any little thing they share, anything that gets to their hand, they share it. As they struggle to convince their friends that they have something to do or they are relevant. In as much as this image is already on social media, we must remain resolute.
Wow. This same image, you have done seen his stupid face. This same image were the image of the one he called Dead Man Squad last month. This time around, he is now, they are now autopilot.
And going forward, there is no need for any misguided statement against the appearances of the squad that both the criminals in IPU, the expert criminals, have shared.
Hey, this guy.
The squad you see today that these people are sharing are also part of us.
Yeah, for real.
And I want to let you know there are many more that nobody has ever seen.
Okay, since there have been, I want those of you whom your brains are not working, that is believing this is, stupidity, because it's this stupidity. I want those of you, tell him to make a different video. Tell them, those people, make a different video with the same squad. Since they are part of him, Let them make a different video, because since he said that now, showing them on the media is a problem, he showed them also. Since they are already on the media, let them make a different video. Let the Ekperima show you the people he is collecting money for. Let him show you the people he is collecting money for, because that's all the time he deceives you.
There are many that nobody has ever seen.
Audacious criminal.
Like I've always said.
Audacious criminal.
When we go into alliances, we make public the one we want.
Okay.
The ESN is very intact under one command.
And that is you.
The ESN is very intact under the leadership of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu.
Wow. And this Mazen Nnamdi Kanu never communicated with you. This Mazen Nnamdi Kanu never spoken to anybody to speak to you. This Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the people who see him never come to you. The lawyers, they don't have, because they know that you are a saboteur. And the same Mazen Nnamdi Kanu you are using, that the ESN, you know they are under the leadership of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, not under the leadership of Simon Ebe Autopilot. You are actually confessing the truth right now. It is not under the leadership of a Berima in Finland Autopilot. It is under the leadership of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, because it is under command and control. And this Mazen Nnamdi Kanu never give a message may they give you. He never tell anybody may they go talk to you. Even if you send message, they know they even open up. The same Mazen Nnamdi Kanu you are talking about. Hey, kedonye melu ni ifa o chai egudi. Hello, man.
So when you see this thing, when you get to these criminals that have been expelled, they will always be the one to first share images and videos.
Wow. Show us the one that got to you first. And you show the same one. Remember that the worst part of it, he showed the same video that the same people he called criminal brought in. Instead of showing you the one that he has at his disposal, which is different from the ones the same criminals are showing. Remember that he says criminals are showing it because it goes to them, they only know how to share video. It means that there are many of it that goes to you first, which you refuse to share because you don't want to violate them. But you went ahead, which is here. Let me actually show you. You went ahead here. You showed them. This is him. He went ahead and he showed the same video which criminals brought, which means you don't have any. You just continue to make mouth, talk rubbish.
It's not who give pictures. All of you, we don't share.
Now, the same him use the same video instead of using his own version of it to convince his idiots that this is autopilot, that we stole the video from autopilot, or we hacked into autopilot system and stole the video. Instead of showing them a different version of the video, he now show them the same video that Chineke brought in.
Pictures of the ESN, and of course you know that many people in the struggle have access one way or the other, and they get pictures and they share it. Most of these pictures are not secret pictures, but because it is not my nature to share pictures or share videos of our East network.
But it was in your nature to share pictures and videos of Ada in the M branch. It was in your nature to share pictures of the so-called M branch, because it's the one you had, the one at your disposal. It has been in your nature to share so many videos of the, ESN. But this new one shocked you. This new graduated boys, that one shocked him. He never saw it coming. He never saw it coming. He knows that this is what Biafrans, this is exactly, what Biafrans want to know. Is our ESN there intact? Yes, they are intact. Under the leadership of Mazen Namdekan, which is now being led by the DOS. If Berima claim that he is in charge of the ESN, okay, let's make this job easy for you people. Let them give him a different version of this video or the picture as he claimed, so that he will share it to you. So that when you are giving him money, you will know that you are giving him money for something. Because the reason why he come out to talk rubbish here now is because he knows that these videos indicted him for collecting money for the past 1 year plus now from you in the name he's supporting ESN. But he never showed you evidence of any one of these ESN he's supporting. The video that he was showing before was the old video, which you yourself, you are, saturated seeing it. You know that these are old videos. Show us the new one, because he does not have the new anything about anybody now. That's why he now decided, no, we are no longer going to show ESN videos or picture, because he doesn't have any of it. If he does have it, let him show you the new version. Since it is autopilot and he is the one commander, let him command them. Make a new version of the video. Send me to autopilot. Send it. Let the autopilot share it. You think it is taking pictures of videos of Eastern Security Network old video to make a video and put this sound of this witchcraft sound and saying putting yourself there and putting your radio there? It is not about that. These are new department in the ESN. This is no longer the old ones. These are new graduated who are going to a different department. It shocked you, and because you know that it is a bad market for you, Simon Epa. It is a bad market for you. That is the reason why it doesn't all go well with you.
Picture of ESN is not a problem. It is not any problem. There is no problem in sharing the pictures. But when some of these pictures come up and they begin to bring mixed reactions from Biafrans, it becomes very imperative that we come publicly.
What mixed reaction? It starts actually making Biafra to wake up from their slumber of giving you the money that they're supposed to use to support the men working. They're giving you the money to buy car, to buy an expensive car in Finland, giving you money to be planning on buying a house in Finland, because you are not planning on coming back home. He is not planning. He has settled down. Because your money to buy a house is not yet completed. That is the reason why you are holding on. That is exactly what you see this criminal doing. Because this videos is a bad market for him. He does not have any. He does not have any. I challenge him. Let him make one video and bring. If he has one. Let him make video of all these alliances or aliases that he claimed that he have made. Let them take a video. Let me ask you a question. Before, you have been seeing videos and the videos of this BNL, BLG. They even have a group on Facebook, which is called BNL, that they show videos and pictures of their squad. Ever since C0N claimed that he has formed an alliance with these people, why is it showing you video of the people you are donating money to support? It's showing you their video, even if it is where they turn their back speaking. It's showing you their video now a problem. Is it going to now make them to stop being in existence? Of course, the answer is no. That is how you will know what you do, that this criminal will know it is a bad market for him raising fund. That's why he ran out to come and talk this rubbish.
And like I said, what you should be focusing on now is that Biafra is coming.
What you should be focusing on is that Biafra is coming. So focus on Biafra is coming while giving this criminal your money, the name that is given ESM. While you are focusing Biafra is coming, you know this type of, Yahoo. You focus that you have a lover from America to Africa, or from Africa to Indonesia. You have a lover. You are believing that one day they will come. 100 years they never come. You are still believing. That is exactly what this guy is doing to you. Focus that Biafra is coming. And you're now not going to ask question, what have you been doing with the money that we have been giving you? Since you changed the whole mighty Umweri account and put your personal account, you and Azoka. What have you been doing with that money going to your personal account, which you and Azoka control? What have you been? Are they using the money to give you a super chat? They convert the ESM money into super chat they are giving Eberima every day. Azoka will use the same money to give Eberima super chat. Each and every day, Eberima, whenever he receives a mortal blow, the next thing you will see Azoka converting ESM money, use it as a super chat to Simon Epa. Or you haven't noticed. You pay attention. Each and every time you see anything that is a moral blow on his criminal activities, you will find them consolidating with the same money that they are saving to use and buy a house in abroad. Because he has used part of it to buy a car. He will use the rest of it now that he's saving to buy a house. Pay attention. Pay attention.
Biafra is coming. ESN, we are all one, united. And if you see all these pictures on social media, you don't need to delve into castigation, especially if you are one of the autopilot media, autopilot or warrior.
You can't pronounce them anymore because it's shocking. Because this one, you remember that first interview I had with Barrister Joffo? That first interview that exposed him, that when he come to address it, he was actually, shaking. He was actually shaking, that his heart was skipping a beat. Hey, these people that I am exploiting are going to leave me today. His heart was skipping a beat. That's exactly the same case scenario you found here in this program, in this video he did here. That is exactly what is happening here.
Always wait. Because there are certain things that you will not know. And some of you do not know that we have made and taken a very big stride and steps. Making sure that every ESN, both those you like and those you don't like, are now coming in under our command.
Both those you like and those you don't like. Every ESN. I wonder which one is every ESN. Do you like some ESN and you don't like some? Very simple question. Is there some part of the ESN that you like and some part that you do not like, Biafrans? Let's answer that question so that you will know what he is, where he is deriving this claims from. both the one you like and both the one you don't like. I don't know. I haven't seen any ESN that I don't like, except the criminals that he's parading, telling them to act like ESN. Those are the ones I don't like. They are not ESN. Just like you have seen the one Machineke showed you earlier on in his program. It is those type of criminals that he claimed that they are ESN. The one he claimed that the ones you like and the one you don't like, who go to petrol garage or petrol station, they will now go there to buy petrol, they will not pay. Is it the ESN that we are talking about?
As they have always been and have used to be. So forget who is sharing it. Forget who first of all posted the picture. Forget who posted the video. Forget where you see it in the first place. Always wait and follow as the things unfold. Some of you know that in the course of the kidnapping of Nland and the criminals, they tried everything to destroy the Eastern Security Network. They tried everything to destroy the struggle. We stood our ground and made sure that ESN continued to be funded and the ESN continued to stay strong.
Which ESN will you continue to fund? Who are these ESN that you were funding? Criminal. Which of them that you continue to be funding? Simon Epa. ESN continue to be funded. ESN continue to, we stood our ground. Hey! Which ESN? The one you cannot even have a video of them. Hi. Let's continue.
Along the line, a lot of atrocities were committed by the criminal in Kuwait.
This is a proud
his counterpart,
proud criminal,
in quest to destroy the legacy of Nland, and of course, especially the Eastern Security Network that has been protecting and defending our land against terrorist Fulanese. And when somebody says, Simon, did you have your own ESN? Simon did not have his own ESN. Simon don't have ESN. ESN is always ESN. And ESN is always under the highest command of Nland. And ESN is an independent.
Because Don Polo has taken the ones that he claimed he's in alliance with, giving them money to come and defend pipeline. That's why he come now to start making a claim. Because if those ones are still intact, I believe that he was supposed to show their video. The video of them, he told you he have more than 100,000 army, or what, more than 100,000 people ready to go for war. He did not tell you that. He told you that. So now, why is it that the same person who told you that is now coming to tap blessings from the same people he called criminal that is expelled? The same way this idiot who told you that he said to Barrister Jofo that Mazen Namdekan will be released on the 13th. He sent him a message. He had a communication with him. Have you seen that side? That same mistake he made, that same criminal move he made is the same one he's making here. He had a communication when he sent a message to when people don't want you, you force yourself in. You send a message that is not even been opened. You claim that you had a conversation. Now you are here claiming that the ESN, whom you say you control, that now made a video and now send to the criminals you have expelled, instead of you that control them. They did not do so. They have to now send to the people that you don't, you have expelled first. Now you share from their own, the same video that they brought out is what you showed in order to deceive your gullible ones. Is that not an irony? Is it not an irony?
Sector of the Biafra liberation. ESN is completely independent.
Independent.
And what we have done.
So ESN is completely independent now. They are no longer under the control of Eberima in Finland. It is now completely independent because now Kwagogi. Hey, hello Mel. ESN is today now completely independent. No longer being controlled by Simon Ekpa and autopilot. They are now controlled completely. So they are independent. What are you now raising funds for? Since ESN is independent. Since they are independent, so their money, they're supposed to have the body that gives them, make sure that their fund is being, taken care of. They are independent. That is the reason why you don't have access to get a video from them, to get a picture from them, to actually show that they are the ones you are raising funds for. When it comes to you showing evidence of the reason why you are raising funds, they become independent. But when it comes to you using them to actually enrich yourself, they become under your command. They will be under your command. Is that so? Wow. This one shocked me. Oh, this one shocked me.
To make sure that we continue to fund Eastern Security Network and give the Eastern Security Network what they needed to stand strong and defeat the temptation that the Nigerian terrorist government brought after the kidnapping of Basil Namdekan. In days to come, the underground, our own is that what we do underground.
Wow.
We will come to announce it to you. We are not doing underground, and you are not seeing it. And you are not seeing the effect and the result.
Look at his face. Let me bring you the face of the criminal, then you will know that he's indeed a criminal talking. Because he is not even confident. He is stressed out.
Different squad of ESN, those that you have seen and those that you have not seen.
Wow. Where are they?
When the time comes, you are going to see them.
When the time comes, when he is done collecting your money, when he is done collecting your money, that is when the time will come. He will disappear. Then that is when, he's telling you there are different versions of ESN. Then when the time comes. When is that time going to come? When you told your gullibles that you have 100,000 men ready to go to war. But the time has not come yet for you to talk about them. The time hasn't come for you to talk about them. Let's continue.
ESN is intact, and the autopiloted IPOB will continue to pilot the affair, the Eastern Security Network, until Mazen Namdekan comes out. This clarification is going to be as brief as you have had it.
Okay.
The ESN command and the entire ESN, the IPOB autopilot will continue to fund Eastern Security Network until
because that is where your interest is. That fund is where you are in. The reason why he is beating around the bush, the reason why he is preaching all this gospel he is preaching, it is to come and tell you the autopilot will be funding Eastern Security Network, for him to continue to exploit you in the name of his funding Eastern Security Network. Look at this guy. He's a vagabond. If not the Eastern Security Network, if not this funding of the Eastern Security Network, he was supposed to be the real vagabond now. That's what he's supposed to be. If not because of the Eastern Security Network, this lockdown and that movement, stopping movement, was supposed to make him a real vagabond. You have no idea. He is exploiting you in the name he's fighting for your freedom. When he doesn't even know the activities of Eastern Security Network. The first one in the video you released shocked him. He came and called them, it is a Chinas and one rodent man squad. Now they are now sent to their departments. He now called them their autopilots. I am going to leave this here. And I think the one of ASAR Dokubo, because of time, we will not proceed with it. But share the video, follow the page, like, subscribe, wherever where you are watching from, for our people to continue to actually learn the truth, because my time is already, against me. I have stayed more than the time I'm supposed to be here. But until we meet again, stay safe, stay informed. We will continue tomorrow maybe.